that entire regime is led by radical clerics who don't make geopolitical decisions. They make decisions on the basis of theology, their view of theology, which is an apocalyptic one. That has to be taken very seriously as well. So that was the purpose for what this operation is all about. That's what it's focused on. But the objective of this mission is to make sure they don't have these weapons that can threaten us and our allies in the region. That's why we're doing what we're doing now. To threaten our presence in the region and ultimately as a shield. That's why this was such a critical mission to undertake now, while they were at their weakest point, and not a year from now, where they could inflict even more damage and perhaps already be behind that point of immunity.
For months now, ICE has been quietly buying industrial warehouses around the country, reportedly with plans to turn them into a network of immigration detention and processing centers to hold tens of thousands of detainees. Our White House correspondent, Liz Landers, begins our coverage with a look into how the national and at times local controversy is playing out in one small Maryland community.
A national controversy lands on the agenda of a small Maryland city during an otherwise mundane weekly meeting. The Hagerstown City Council and Mayor represent about 45,000 residents, but the broader community is bracing for the arrival of as many as 1,500 mostly undocumented migrants.
This huge warehouse right here was recently purchased by Immigration and Customs Enforcement as a detention facility. This is more than 800,000 square feet, and if it opens, it could be one of the largest detention facilities of its kind in the country.
During a couple of visits over a week, we saw anti-ICE vandalism, but no visible signs of ICE itself. We ran into Doris Kyle Shami and her husband Greg as we left the site.
The administration is ruining this country and is tearing apart communities that we need, and they're good people. You know, this has got to stop.
Locally, the facility will be primarily regulated by the Washington County Board of Commissioners.
All in favor by saying aye. Aye.
Protesters interrupted their meeting earlier this month, shortly after the board unanimously agreed to a resolution welcoming ICE.
Nobody ever expected it to become a place of residence.
We listened last week as the city's utility director briefed the council on its limited but critical role governing the facility.
Our authority starts and stops with the water.
In the audience, community members on both sides of the national and now local debate.
I don't think it's a good thing for Hagerstown if we get that.
I think it's a great thing. Hagerstown needs as much help as it can get in increasing the income per person. Having this facility will do that with jobs.
If there are people that are being held in this facility who haven't broken the law other than being in this country illegally, are you okay with that happening?
I am engaged to a man who was a political refugee from Bolivia who was naturalized as an American citizen. So for me, it's really personal that people come to this country legally.
From the things I've heard that are going on in some of the other ICE facilities, I definitely don't want that in my community. I'd love to see the city do everything they can to fight this. Given our council and our mayor, I'm not sure that they will.
ICE already spent $102 million purchasing the warehouse. The Department of Homeland Security responded to our questions with a statement touting its economic benefits and reading in part, quote, "These will be very well-structured detention facilities meeting our regular detention standards. Sites will undergo community impact studies and a rigorous due diligence process to make sure there is no hardship on local utilities or infrastructure."
We know who bought it, but we don't know what is actually going to happen there.
Bill McIntyre, Hagerstown's nonpartisan mayor, notes that while the city does have limited authority over water and the new facility will almost certainly need to secure a greater allowance, he's not eager to pick a fight between his small town and a giant federal agency.
We have never denied water to anyone. So if you do deny this, does the federal government look at this as a political move? And are we opening ourselves up to, litigation?
Earlier this week, Maryland's Attorney General sued the Department of Homeland Security and ICE, saying that the administration failed to conduct an environmental review or seek public input or provide explanation for the purchase, which is required by law. Joining us now is Douglas McMillan, a reporter for The Washington Post, who's done extensive reporting about these ICE facilities.
How do you assure the American public that things will not get worse?
He said he would love for the people of Iran to use this as an opportunity to rise up and remove these leaders. They've been wanting to remove them from a long time. We've seen successive waves of protests.
¿Qué? ¿Por qué temen las naciones a los hijos de Israel? ¿Por qué son los hombres negros temidos por tantos, cuando es menos probable que sean ellos los agresores?